there is a bullet hole. This is an actual bullet hole that actually went through this soldier's helmet. Now, the funny thing about this, well, not funny, but still funny, is that there is no exit hole in that helmet, which would lead me to believe that whoever wore this helmet at that time died instantly. Hey everybody, Zoom 360 here on the go. I am right across from the World War II and Korean War Memorial Wall, which I'm assuming is a museum here that's that's dedicated to World War II and the Korean War. So since I was in this area, I figured that I would go and see what this museum is all about, because I like to go to places like that. And of course, I'm taking you along, so let's go and check it out. I believe this is Mustang, right? Red tail, maybe. I don't know the full name of that plane, but got a Huey. And they're open. Let's find this out. All right, guys. Just came from the museum. It is directly back here, right there. So I'm going in. I got my ticket. Nice people, though. So I've gotten my ticket. Going in. We're gonna check this out. Looks like they have a lot of cool things in there. From the wars. I don't know, kind of like that kind of stuff. It's educational. It kind of at least helps me to appreciate what previous generations have done. I don't know, it's just a cool thing to do sometimes, to to go to these things and to see what they have. So here we are going in. Ooh. All right, we just got in to the entrance here, and we're starting in here in this hall. Look like a whole bunch of different types of uniforms here. So a battleship. Oh, right. I should have known, since I am in the state of Missouri. This is of course not the actual ship, but a replica of the USS Missouri. Sometimes I wonder the effort that it must have taken for a ship like that to be built. I mean, look at the stats. This is staggering. A length of 887 feet, weighs 58,000 tons with full load, 45,000. How do you even weight that? Jeez Louise. Guys, here you have it. A representation of the USS Missouri. Just a little interesting fact. I guess that's the most distinctive thing about this battleship. This is the site of Japan's unconditional surrender back in 1945? Yeah. So, little known fact. There's also quite a bit of uniforms here, donated by a couple of a few soldiers here. Huh. This uniform was donated by Captain Nelson. It's funny because Nelson is my last name. So, this is the entrance here. I guess we're gonna move along. Ah, this is interesting. This army officer here who donated her uniform. This is the uniform of her grandmother. So this is Captain Nelson, and this is Sergeant Tech 4 Hinson, her grandmother. Ah, cool. All right, well, now we're entering a second room. Oh, I think this is the 30 caliber machine gun that is no longer used in the military arsenal, I think. Or is it? Ooh, guns, guns, and guns. All right, this is obviously not a real horse, but this is what the horses of the day that the cavalry used, what they wore. So again, please, be mindful that I'm inside of a museum. I don't want to be too loud. So let's take a closer look. Man, just look at these old guns or rifles from the World War I era. Couple of shells here. Man, look at those bayonets. These bayonets are so long. But this is just a few things that kind of stuck out from this room I wanted to share with you guys. This is the M1917 machine gun. This is, I think this was used during World War II mainly. I've seen it used in old war movies. And whenever you guys are choosing to visit, a place like that, there's always, things like this, like a TV that shows, wartime documentaries or whatever it is that the museum is about. And one thing I wanted to highlight here, this behind me is a wall, and you probably can't see it from here, but if you look closely, this is a wall of pictures of soldiers who served in World War I, and this sign, so you guys can see it. So the faces on this wall, it's one face for every two soldiers who were killed in World War I. So there are 62,000 faces on this wall, but each face represents two U.S. soldiers killed in World War I. That is a lot of people. So I think I'm gonna move on from this room and onto this room. All right, guys, we're still moving. I'm gonna go to the next room. Whenever you guys are visiting places like this, always take time to read those signs on the uniforms and placards. For example, some really cool documentary pics of the Japanese internment camps during World War II. Some very, very interesting stories, a lot of interesting facts. So always make sure to take time to read things like that when you go through. Alright guys, just a couple of things I wanted to highlight. So again, I'm in a museum, so I'm trying not to be too loud. But for those of you who've served in the military and been stationed to Fort Drum, you know exactly what this is about. This is actually a 10th Mountain Division soldier's uniform. While I was there a while back, I did actually do training and wear, with skis and stuff like that. So I just thought that it's funny that, way back when they were still doing that. I think this is from World War II. A couple of things I wanted to highlight. There's a picture here of the Tuskegee Airmen, and up here we have General Patton, who I believe is standing in a village in Sicily. Really cool. Man, these places have the coolest of things from the war, But again, it's if you're into that stuff. This is a medical field supply showcase. All right. Let's show you what these guys were working with back then. And we also have your classic 100, 250, and 500 pound bombs. It turns out that the actual part of the bomb that was the explosive was only half the weight of the bomb. And of course, some additional equipment, rifles and stuff like that. And we are moving right along. Okay guys, one more thing I forgot to tell you guys. This helmet is actually from a German soldier in World War I. As you can see, okay, there is a bullet hole. This is an actual bullet hole that actually went through this soldier's helmet. Now the funny thing about this, well, not funny, but still funny, is that there is no exit hole in that helmet, which would lead me to believe that whoever wore this helmet at that time died instantly. I don't know, just a thought. World War II bicycle. Cool, huh? Alright guys, we just entered a new room, and this wall, this is it actually starts over here, goes across and continues up there. This wall has the names of soldiers. I'm assuming the name of every soldier who's ever been in a major conflict, at least, who didn't come home. That is a lot of people.
What name? There's no names. Oh, yes there are. These are all names.
And of course, they also have the uniform of soldiers here as well. That is a lot of names.
Is that right? That's a uniform from there. This is a uniform from the infantry there. These were the inspection uniforms.
All right, guys, I'm still at the wall. I just was curious to see just how much Nelsons died in the war. Not as many as I thought. For example, the S's go for a while, but Nelsons they only start for about from here down to here. Not a whole lot of Nelsons. I don't know. I was just curious. Alright guys, this is the World War II Nazi Germany haul, I guess you could say. Quite a bit of interesting stories here, written with pictures and stuff like that. I can't stress this enough. Whenever you guys go to museums, especially ones like this one, make sure you read the stories, guys. Very important. Very cool stuff that you probably will not get from the movies or something like that. We got a Nazi uniform behind me here. Some pictures of Hitler in the background. Those are actual taken pictures from the Third Reich. For example, over here, this guy, Jack D. Cook. Jack D. Cook was in a Nazi camp, and the day that he was supposed to be executed and dumped into a mass grave, the Russians stormed that camp, and himself and everybody else who were due to be executed a few hours before, few hours from then, rather, were saved. So it's quite an interesting story. So make sure that you guys do that. Read the stories, man. It's really cool stuff. Yep, from the Korean/Vietnam era. M79 grenade launcher, M14 rifle during Korea, and then Vietnam M16A1 rifle. Propaganda picture of the North Korean army charged the enemy to the last breath. Supposedly the American pilots had this in their jacket. It was sewed on, which that the locals could read, and it probably saved some of their lives, who knows, but interesting. This is the wall of names of those who were lost during the Korean War. That is a lot of... Alright guys, we are in the Vietnam Hall. I just wanted to highlight a couple of things. The Cobra helicopter gunship. It's not the actual gunship, but I've been close to some really cool helicopter. I wanted to focus on the M60 machine gun, the Rambo gun. I actually shot this a long time ago. What a rush. This thing could pump out 600 rounds of 7.62 rounds downrange. What a rush. I don't think we use it anymore in the United States Army, but yeah, it was a rush shooting it, the M60 machine gun. During World War II, when American soldiers died, they were shipped in boxes that looked just like this. And this is one of two of them that are still in existence today. But that's what they were shipped back home in. Hey guys, one cool machine gun here is the DPM, which is a Russian-made machine gun. Not as good as the M60 of the US, but this sucker could still put about 400 rounds per minute downrange. So, of course, we have some standard rifle from the Viet Cong Army, the bicycle. Look like it's Asian made. The famous RPG. There it is. Rocket propelled grenade. You can use and reuse all day, every day. These things are mostly Viet Cong stuff. Of course, guys, no hall is not complete without a wall of those who lost their lives in Vietnam, which is, it's bigger than the Korean War, but no, not bigger than World War I or World War II. The Medal of Honor recipients. The one thing about the walls, guys, it kind of gives you a perspective of how much lives were lost. All right, guys, this seems to be the Persian Gulf Hall. This is from the time it started, people boarding Southwest. This is a picture of Norman Schwarzkopf, known as Stormin' Norman, an Iraqi torture chair. The way what this is that they would tie someone, strap him down, sitting on this chair, and they would hook up the chair to a power line, and it would heat up the bottom part here of the chair like a toaster, and you can guess what happens from there. The Highway of Death. Just other pictures here. Guys, just one more thing about the Persian Gulf Hall. This is of course, the wall of names of the casualties, significantly lower from the previous wars. Okay, guys, I think we're just about done here, because this is the exit that leads into the gift store, and knowing me, I'm going to get myself a gift. I always like to get myself a souvenir from where I've been. I'm gonna try to find something here. A lot of cool pictures. Pictures are nice. Trying to get something that says, this is the artist that made these things here, James Davis Nelson. No relation, I'm sure. This looks really cool. This looks really cool. What do you guys think? This was the museum. I saw it while driving around here, and I wanted to check it out. I'm glad I did. So yeah, now before I leave, I'm going to take a picture with the car next to the Yui. I think that should be awesome. A great picture opportunity. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and after that we should be on our way back.